When most people think about artificial intelligence, they imagine powerful systems built and controlled by massive companies. And in many cases, that's true. Some of the most advanced AI systems today are developed behind closed doors, accessible only through specific platforms or products. But that's only one side of the story. At the same time, there's another movement growing rapidly in the background, one that could completely reshape how AI evolves. This is the world of open source AI. And while it may not get as much mainstream attention, its impact could be just as significant, if not more. What is open source AI? Let's start with the simplest explanation. Open source AI refers to artificial intelligence models and tools that are publicly available. Anyone can access them, download them, modify them, and even run them on their own systems. Unlike closed platforms where you are limited to what a company allows you to do, open source AI gives users full control. This means developers can experiment, improve, and build entirely new applications on top of existing models. It removes the barrier between creators and technology, allowing a much wider group of people to participate in AI development. Why this changes everything? The importance of open source AI lies in one key idea: decentralization. When only a handful of companies control advanced AI systems, they effectively control how that technology is used, who gets access to it, and what it can or cannot do. Open source AI challenges that model by distributing power across a much larger group of people. Instead of a few organizations shaping the future of AI, thousands, or even millions of developers can contribute to its growth. This leads to a more diverse range of ideas, applications, and innovations. And when innovation is no longer limited to a few players, it tends to accelerate rapidly. The speed of innovation. One of the biggest advantages of open source systems is how quickly they evolve. In a closed environment, updates and improvements are controlled by a single organization. Development follows internal priorities, timelines, and strategies. In an open environment, however, progress can happen from anywhere. Developers across the world can identify issues, propose solutions, and build new features independently. This creates a collaborative ecosystem where improvements happen continuously and often unpredictably. The result is a pace of innovation that is difficult for any single company to match, lowering the barrier to entry. Another major impact of open source AI is accessibility. Not everyone has the resources to build advanced AI systems from scratch. But with open source models, individuals and smaller organizations can start with a strong foundation and build on top of it. This opens the door for startups, researchers, and independent developers to compete and innovate in ways that were previously impossible. It creates opportunities for new ideas to emerge from unexpected places, rather than being limited to well-funded institutions. In many ways, it democratizes access to one of the most powerful technologies of our time, the rise of a parallel ecosystem. As open source AI continues to grow, it is creating a parallel ecosystem alongside corporate AI systems. On one side, you have highly controlled, polished products developed by large companies. On the other, you have flexible, customizable systems driven by a global community. These two ecosystems are not entirely separate. They often influence each other, but they represent different philosophies about how technology should be developed and shared. And that difference is where things start to get complicated. The beginning of a tension. While open source AI offers freedom and flexibility, it also introduces challenges. When systems are open and modifiable, they can be used in ways their original creators never intended. Developers can change how the models behave, remove safeguards, or adapt them for entirely new purposes. This makes open source AI much harder to regulate. In a closed system, companies can enforce rules, apply restrictions, and monitor usage. In an open system, control is distributed, and that makes oversight significantly more difficult. Control versus freedom. This leads to a fundamental trade-off. Closed AI systems offer control. They can be managed, updated, and restricted to reduce risks, but they also limit what users can do, creating boundaries around innovation and access. Open source AI offers freedom. It allows anyone to experiment, modify, and build without restrictions. But that same freedom makes outcomes less predictable. This is not just a technical difference, it is a philosophical one. It reflects two very different visions of how powerful technology should exist in the world. The philosophical divide. At the center of the open source AI discussion is a deeper philosophical divide. On one side, there is the belief that powerful technologies should be open, accessible, and available to everyone. This perspective emphasizes collaboration, transparency, and innovation driven by the global community. On the other side, there is the belief that such technologies need to be controlled, monitored, and carefully managed. This perspective focuses on safety, accountability, and minimizing potential misuse. Neither side is entirely right or wrong. Both are responding to the same reality, that AI is powerful and how it is handled matters. The risks of open systems. Open source AI introduces certain risks that cannot be ignored. Because anyone can modify these systems, there is always the possibility that they could be used in harmful or unintended ways. Safeguards that exist in controlled environments can be removed or bypassed. This creates challenges for regulation and oversight. Governments and organizations may find it difficult to track how these systems are being used, especially when they are distributed across different regions and communities. In a world where technology can spread quickly, even a small modification can have large-scale consequences. The risks of closed systems. However, closed systems come with their own set of concerns. When a small number of companies control advanced AI, they hold significant influence over how the technology is developed and used. They decide what features are available, what restrictions are applied, and who gets access. This concentration of power raises important questions about fairness, competition, and long-term control. If only a few organizations shape the future of AI, it could limit diversity and innovation and create dependencies that are difficult to change. In other words, while closed systems may offer safety, they also risk centralizing power in ways that could have long-term consequences. Innovation versus responsibility. At its core, the debate between open and closed AI is a balance between innovation and responsibility. Open systems encourage rapid progress, experimentation, and creativity. They allow new ideas to emerge quickly and from a wide range of contributors. Closed systems emphasize stability, security, and controlled development. They aim to reduce risks and ensure that technology is used in a predictable and manageable way. The challenge is finding a balance between these two approaches, one that allows innovation to thrive without compromising safety. The global impact. This debate is not limited to developers or tech companies. It has global implications. Countries, organizations, and communities are all affected by how AI is developed and distributed. Access to open-source tools can empower regions that might otherwise be left behind, enabling them to participate in technological advancement. At the same time, the lack of control in open systems can create challenges that extend beyond borders. Decisions made in one part of the world can have consequences elsewhere, especially when technology spreads rapidly. Which direction will win? One of the biggest questions right now is which model will dominate in the long term. Will AI remain largely controlled by major organizations, with carefully managed access and development? Or will open-source systems continue to grow, creating a decentralized network of innovation driven by the global community? The answer may not be one or the other. It is possible that both models will coexist, influencing each other and evolving over time. But regardless of the outcome, the balance between openness and control will play a critical role in shaping the future of AI. Why this moment matters? We are still in the early stages of this transformation. The decisions being made today by developers, companies, and policymakers will determine how AI is built, shared, and used in the years to come. This is not just about technology. It is about access, power, and responsibility. Understanding these dynamics is essential for anyone who wants to make sense of where AI is heading and what it means for society as a whole. Final thoughts. Open source AI represents both opportunity and uncertainty. It has the potential to democratize one of the most powerful technologies ever created, allowing more people to innovate and contribute. At the same time, it introduces challenges that require careful consideration and thoughtful solutions. The balance between open and closed systems is not just a technical decision, it is a defining question for the future of AI. If you found this explanation valuable, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more insights into the technologies shaping our world. Now we would like to hear your perspective. Should AI be open and accessible to everyone, or controlled and regulated by organizations? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.